a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions, everyone. This is the Christmas edition.
Did you say ho-ho-hos?
No, I don't do that.
I think you did.
I don't do that. That's what rappers do. That's not what Santa do. Like I was trying to be Santa. Come on, man. Kente Claus, let's go. So what we got for you on the channel today, everyone, is a film that is on HBO Max right now. It stars Neil Patrick Harris, Steve Zahn, and some other awesome people. It is called 8-Bit Christmas.
A maze of rubber wiring and electronic intelligence so advanced it was deemed not a video game, but an 8-bit entertainment system.
No Nintendo in my house.
I second that.
Looks like a no-go on Nintendo.
I needed a Christmas miracle.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story. It was 1991. It was... Come on! It was 1991, right? It was just me, my mother, and my brother. You know, it was Christmas time that year. My mom did what, nowadays feel like the impossible, man. got us a bike for each of us, and got us a Super Nintendo, because this is the beginning of the 90s.
Shit.
Bro, I lost my mind.
I believe it.
It was like, when you smell a Nintendo, okay.
That's how you know you're old right there. You didn't say when you play one, when you plug it in, when you smell it.
You can remember the smell of something like that, right?
True. It's true.
It's so crazy, and it just changed my world. And when I watched this film, I understood what these kids in his story he was saying, what they meant, what this Nintendo meant to them. And when he was explaining the story to his daughter, which, by the way, he was explaining the story because his daughter wanted to use a phone, buy a phone, and all this stuff. He's like, you don't need no phone. You don't need no phone.
Yeah, this movie really, you talked about the smell of the Nintendo. This movie is all about the smell of like nostalgia, and it uses that Nintendo as kind of like this unattainable object that these kids, they want it so bad. Oh my God. And of course, like you said, they drew parallels to today, like an iPhone or something like that. And he's like, no, you just think you want an iPhone. I needed that Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. He said, no, I needed that Nintendo.
It was different. So right there in that surface, Tyrone, this movie, I got scared. I was like, here we go. Another Stranger Things clone, another nostalgia, bait type film. But then the movie really sucked me in. Most of that nostalgia stuff is a shame. And I think that was a good way to do it. There is a really good, solid, and at least to me, a genuinely funny story about these kids trying to work their ass off to get this Nintendo. And you want that Nintendo for them, because each of these kids,
real.
Yeah, you want it for them.
Boy, I was like, come on, sell those Reeves.
Yeah, that's right. Sell those Reeves. Don't slip on that ice, baby. Don't slip on that ice. and I liked how they set up the ice early on in the film, where he slips on it, like in the first scene. And of course, we see a flashback of him slipping on the same little bit of ice later on. Very cute. I thought it was a very solid film in that way. So I was pleasantly surprised. When you suggested this film, my eyes rolled back deep into my skull. I was like, I don't want to see this. But I'm glad I saw it. It actually kind of got me into the Christmas mood a little bit. Better than Hawkeye.
Oh Lord. People, I know we said we were gonna react to that, but I'm telling you, man. We're gonna have a review for it when we're done with it. And you don't want to see my reactions to that. Okay, let's get back to something that's cool.
Okay. But one of the things I really liked about this film was they took a big dad moment, and even the little girl was like, "Oh my God, you're trying to give me a dad lesson about how it's not really what I want. It's about the adventure and all the things you got to go along the way." And he's like, "No, Yeah, and that's essentially what this film is about. It's about years later, after he's already got the Nintendo. It's not the Nintendo that he cherishes anymore. It's the memory of him trying to get that Nintendo. It's the memory of the photos of him with his classmates and his friends all huddled together trying to get that Nintendo.
Which, by the way, homie had more black friends than white friends.
Oh, he did. He had a lot of black friends.
He had one nerdy white dude friend, and then a pathological liar as another one. Yeah. And then his real ones was a black dude.
And what's really great is that all these kids' little like personalities and stuff like that, they come into play later, right? The liar kid, it turns into like a heist type film where the liar kid has to tell an engrossing story, a lie, and keep the parents on the phone for as long as possible. So and then like there's like a gross nerdy kid who's got to eat SpaghettiOs and throw up all over the place for as long as possible. Like it was hilarious. And he looked disgusting.
Can you tell me what it is? I mean, is it your stomach? Do you actually think that maybe you can?
He was like, I'm out.
Yeah. He's dry. It was really funny.
It was just so cool, man. It's like they figured out a way to where they can probably buy the Nintendo after. I wanted to choke those counselors, those boy club, whatever it is. What were they? Boy Scout leaders?
Oh my God.
I was like, you assholes, you put on I'm just going to tell you guys. If you promise something on a sheet of paper to children, saying if you sell this amount of whatever it is, chocolate, Reeves, doesn't matter what it is, and then you promise that the winning thing is going to be, especially at that time, a Nintendo?
Yep. Bro,
come up with a Nintendo. You gave these kids an encyclopedia set.
Oh,
boy, you would have got uppercutted through the roof.
And see, I thought it was really funny because the second place was that globe. And that the black kid got the globe and he was like, thanks. Just dumps into the trash immediately. He didn't even get back to him too. Yeah, didn't even get back to his seat. Just like it's so funny.
He said it's a globe of the whole world.
The whole thing. It's really funny. So I thought it was a really funny, sweet movie. And it was like kind of a heartwarming movie. Because I got sucked into the film, and then it got me, Tyrone. It got me with that uppercut, that hook. I was like, oh.
Did you shed a tear a little bit? You was like,
no, I was holding on. This chair was creaking. I was like, I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna do it. Because ultimately, it wasn't about the Nintendo, and it actually wasn't even about his friends. It was about his father, and all the links that his father went through, not only to provide for his family, for his little sister, but for him. And his father, knowing this, instead of buying him a Nintendo, built him a treehouse. And this treehouse wasn't something that he asked for. Wasn't even something that he thought he would get. And yet it turned out 30 years later to still be his favorite part of the house. You know, it's lasted so much longer, and it means so much more to him than even that stupid Nintendo. It was all about the adventure. It's all about making friends, being with your family. And that does, to me, that feels like that gels. That is what Christmas is about, at least to me anyway. Being with people you love and your friends and your family. I liked that quite a bit.
He also taught him, you know, the meaning of like sticking to something, like hard work and dedication, because he was supposed to clean up this poop several times around.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He did not do it. So,
and what's funny is if he'd taken his ass out there and cleaned that poop, he might have noticed that his father was building a treehouse in the backyard.
Yeah, but
he never did.
Nope, he had so focused on the Nintendo, man. Mm-hmm. And like the kid in the neighborhood, there was the rich kid that had it all. You know, you can tell that, you know, he's probably not having a really awesome, you know, heartwarming and fulfilled life, because that kid was spoiled.
Yeah, spoiled rotten. Although I did like that that bit with the Power Glove, because I remember being hyped up over the Power Glove. I didn't even know what it was, but I just remember being so hyped up about it. Like, oh my God, I seen pictures and stuff. And of course, it was a piece of shit.
It was a piece of shit. They had some different renditions of the Power Glove, not just in the Nintendo state, but also in Genesis wanted to try one, and then PlayStation had theirs. That was trash in '95, bro.
Yeah, garbage. I remember there was like a VR thing I was all hyped up, and I remember seeing one in the mall and being like, oh my God, I've got to get my head into the VR thing. But I was too short. I couldn't get up there. So like, I remember my dad had to pick me up so I can get my head in the VR thing at the mall, and it was terrible. I was like, what am I even looking at?
This is booty doo.
So it's kind of funny how as a kid you build these things up to be so great in your head, you know.
And you know what we just both did? What I just did at the beginning of this, talking about 1991, and what you just said about your father picking you up, is exactly what the character was doing in this film. That's how you know that this is some good writing, and it came from a place, you know, in someone's heart.
Yeah.
And this film actually probably would have done good in theaters too, man.
I think it would have. Yeah, I think it would have. I really enjoyed this film. It was much better than I was expecting. We're
gonna go ahead and give the rating on this 8-Bit Christmas with all the heart that's in this film, with all the freaking comedy within this film. Where they had like this guy, the bully kid. He was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he was great.
It's like, what grade are you in?
He had like stubble. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Saves. This film had a lot of heart, man, and a lot of laughs, and you know, I enjoyed myself a lot in this film, and the fact that it's on HBO Max is just perfect, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this film a 9.
A 9. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna give this a really high rating too. I'm gonna give this a solid 8.5. Like you said, this movie is written very well, and it's acted really well too. This is mostly a movie with
the
child
kids
actors.
are great.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're really great actors. I swear, some of these kid actors need to start teaching some of these adult actors a couple things, man. Like, what the hell? They were great. Like, I was all in on this film. Like I said, I kind of lost myself a little bit halfway through. That's why that hit connected right at the end. I was like, oh damn, it got me. Can we talk briefly though? Because I have a question to ask you. I couldn't really stop thinking about Hawkeye. Because the tone, I think, of this and the tone of Hawkeye are kind of similar, but clearly this is written better to me so far anyway than Hawkeye. But what is it about Hawkeye that doesn't click for you, but it did for this film?
It doesn't click for me because I feel like it's forced. It's not natural. One, it doesn't bring me anything of that feeling of nostalgia in a right way, of something that connects to my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Hawkeye, as of right now, it's not finished, so I don't know where it's going. I don't know. I'll have the first 3 episodes to go off of. But one thing that this movie has, 8-Bit Christmas has in spades, and Hawkeye does not have, is character motivation. I knew exactly what our main characters wanted. They wanted a fucking Nintendo. Do you understand me? And we know that they will crawl through hell, step over hot coals to get that Nintendo.
No. In Hawkeye, the character motivation is him getting back home to his kids by Christmas.
Exactly.
But I don't feel it.
I'm getting there. Hawkeye wants to be home for Christmas. Then just go. Like, that's why it's not clicking for you. You're like, go. You've got no connection to Kate Bishop. Go.
Not only do you have no connection to Kate Bishop, you have no connection to the reason why he's technically there, because of a person that is used to his other what is that? Ronin.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, dude, he's supposed to be dead.
So let him be dead.
Let him be dead.
And go home and be with the kids.
But hey, Devin, that wouldn't be a story. It wouldn't be a money maker for Marvel. It wouldn't be a trap within this whole gotta connect everything together that Marvel does.
Now,
Man.
I like Hawkeye so far. I don't dislike it as much as you do, but I do feel what you feel with. It's not really connecting. And again, I think it's because of character motivation. His motivation to get home. I don't know why. I don't know why he wants to be home. We don't really see that many scenes with him and his family to make me really like root for him to want to get home. We don't see any reason for him to like yearn for it. But everyone can connect with that childhood, like that childlike yearning for like a toy. Everyone can connect to it. I even want that little girl to get that Cabbage Patch doll. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad I could feel the character. I could feel that character motivation in this film, but not so much in Hawkeye.
She said, I'm willing to put aside my beef with my older brother to help him out if he can help me out and try get this daggone Cabbage Patch doll. And then she didn't even get the exact one she wanted.
And yet she was still so happy. Yeah, so happy.
Come on, man. I'm about to cry now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this movie was clicking. This was clicking for me. We talked about this before, how sometimes I like to watch not so great movies because you can learn things from a not so great movie or a not so great TV show like Hawkeye that may not be so obvious in a really slickly made film like this one. And I think it really stands out. This film really stands out because it is so similar to Hawkeye, but it's done, at least so far, so much better.
8-Bit Christmas gets an 8.5 from Devin. It gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Please, people, do yourself a favor this holiday season before even Christmas comes or on Christmas. Actually, do it on Christmas. If you have HBO Max, please play this film. Everyone in this film is great. Neil Patrick Harris is hilarious as usual. Mm-hmm. Everything. So,
excellent.
That is our review for 8-Bit Christmas.
What? It was the 80s. Stuff got real.
Ho, ho, ho.
This shit again, man? What the hell?
I don't know, man. It's coming out of me, man.
Oh, okay.
But you never know, man. 30 years from now, if I grow myself a beard, I might play Kente Claus, man, up there at Mall of Georgia, baby.
Kente Claus.
But thank you guys for clicking on this video. We really do appreciate it. We put a lot of work, or Devin puts a lot of work in editing these videos.
You did too. They can see it.
Yeah, I put some stuff in there, you know what I'm saying? Do us a favor. Get down in those comments and let us know what you want us to review next. Okay? Me and Devin are always just bouncing stuff off each other. What should we see? What should we see? You know what will make us, not bounce that much? You.
Yeah.
Get down there.
How about you start working? Okay? I edit, Tyrone hosts, you comment.
Exactly. Yeah, get down there and comment what you like for us to watch, and we will try to get to that. In the meantime, in between time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, all right? And hit that notification bell right next to it to get notified every time we post a new video right here on Mostly Wrong Opinions, all right? And leave a thumbs up if you like this movie review, all right? It really does help out the channel. You can leave a thumbs down. It may be there. It may be ghosting and hiding behind stuff.
Yeah, you ain't going to see it, but it'll be there.
It'll be there. Whichever one you choose, it is your opinion. But just remember one thing. It is mostly wrong. Mary, Holly, bye.
I think it's Merry Christmas. I think that's what you're looking for.